here, and I am super excited to be hosting the 15th annual. I cannot believe we are here. 15 years later, still going strong, and it's still exceptional, as you can see. And here for the Exceptional Women of Color Award ceremony. It never gets old. I'm excited to be here, excited to celebrate all of this Black excellence. The room is beautiful, the people are beautiful, and I'm just ready to get into it.
All right, we're back again at EWOC 2023. This year, bigger and beautiful, more beautiful than ever. If you look around this room, this place is gorgeous. So these ladies really came through. So Plachette, Twyla, and the whole team, props to y'all. I'm glad to be rocking with y'all. I'm glad to be doing this again. It's good for the community. It's good for everybody. So keep on uplifting. We're gonna keep on doing these things. So peace, y'all.
Exceptional Women of Color tonight honorees. I am excited for you. I'm so happy about your prospect of your future. So continue on being that woman that is so excellent and representing us to the fullest. We are elated and we are excited about your future. I'm gonna focus from that perfect.
I think it's important to celebrate our Black women, their accomplishments, the extraordinary Black women that we have in our community. The Hub just puts on a great performance. I have all girls from Voice of the Youth here, so they can see all this great Black excellence and just celebrate Black women all together in Sacramento and all over Northern California. It's just a powerful event. 15 years. I've watched my sister make this grow. It's just extraordinary to be here.
It's important for us, like by you, to see women like this. That's very empowering. It's important for us to get the feel of it, be around what we want to be, and the type of energy we want to be around, the type of woman we want to become. So I really appreciate this event. I didn't even know they had this event. And for it to be going on for 15 years is a good accomplishment because it just shows me that Black women is really powerful. Like, we really run this strong. So all we have to do is be really strong and, look out for the youth. That's all.
Okay, I am so excited to be in the presence of so many beautiful people. I walked in here, I was totally shocked. It looks amazing. I feel amazing. Everybody looks amazing. So I'm excited about tonight.
We're just so excited to be here tonight to see all the honorees get their awards.
Oh yeah, this is the 15th anniversary, so I'm really excited to partake in it, and I can't wait to see all of the honorees.
And congratulations to EWOC for another wonderful event. I know it will be. As I have been a recipient, and everybody here has been a recipient, so be part of it. Congratulations to all the honorees.
I'm just so very grateful for everyone who has come out tonight to our 15th anniversary of the Exceptional Women of Color EWOC Awards and Excellence. It's such a blessing to celebrate 15 years and honoring these women for their accomplishments and achievements. Yeah, I feel so very blessed as we're still standing as a business owner next cycle in Joe Another magazine And all of these folks, if it wasn't for them, we're leaving and invested in Site Central Hub and having faith and go redeem, it would not exist. So, you know, sometimes I'm a little speechless. When does my daughter start? Youngest of 3 daughters who actually used to help me at the different Black Expos at our vendor booth. So they have grown up with Site Central Hub. And further, it has brought many different jobs, brought a lot of the Black businesses together, a lot of the organizations to work together, and there's something in working with organizations, nonprofit, the small business, support cycle, and we just love you. Love you with that.
Great. Well, my name is Dr. Takoi Porter, pastor of the Genesis Church here in Sacramento, and we're at the 15th Annual Exceptional Women of Color, and we're so glad to be here to honor the exceptional women of color here in Sacramento and in this region. Congratulations, Plachette and her team, for putting on another successful event, and again, remember, you're exceptional.
But we want to welcome you to the 15th Annual. Can you guys believe this? We are at year 15. Yes, we can give it up for that. We can give it up for that. Every year it just gets bigger and better, and I'm super excited. And as I stated, this is the first year, well, the first year in a long time that I actually have a co-host. And I'm just pumped up to have this co-host with me tonight. Steph Sanders, y'all, he is a must-see. Multifaceted comedian actor with a fresh energy and just material that everyone is able to enjoy. He's originally from Dayton, Ohio, and he was thrown into a steady diet of acting, dance, and musical instruments at an early age, which gave him his thirst for the stage and screen. He's been a professional stand-up comic for over 16 years, and he's been blessed to work with some of the most heaviest hitters in the comedy game, including Patrice O'Neal, Gary Owen, Tony Roberts, and so many more, just to name a few. He has appeared in several TV and film roles and currently headlines the Barely Tall Enough. Yes, y'all heard that right. And y'all gonna see what that means when you come up here. The Barely Tall Enough Tour. In addition, his Off the Change podcast is critically acclaimed, and he is performing all over the globe, you guys. So in addition, y'all, don't let the smooth taste fool you, because he doubles as an educational leader in the Sacramento community, and he's also known as Dr. Sanders, and he's been in school leadership for over 10 years. So you guys, he is passionate about closing the community gap, and he hopes to become a superintendent of an urban district one day. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you guys to all please put your hands together and welcome my co-host, Mr. Steph Sanders. Come on up here. Comedian, actor, doctor, barely tall enough.
Hey, what's up now? What's up? Stop cutting the music. Cut my music, dude. How y'all doing? Yeah, this gonna get ignorant tonight. This gonna be fun though. My fellow Wakandans. How y'all doing? Everybody good? Everybody eating vibranium? It's gonna get good tonight. Everybody looks so beautiful. Look at all these, like, there's people of color in here.
Yes,
y'all
all
look
this
beautiful.
melanin.
I saw somebody wiped off their eyebrow though. They wiped off one eyebrow. She looks surprised, confused at the same time tonight. Hey, y'all get up to the band again. Blueprint. I feel like, yeah, y'all didn't give him enough love. Y'all didn't get him enough love. The school is back in, and y'all about to go to y'all son and daughter's 5th grade band, and it's gonna be terrible. This is a good band. You understand me?
Yes, it
So
is.
give this some love.
Yes, well, as I stated before, you guys, every year EWOC continues to grow. It gets bigger and better, and it's just hard to believe that we are celebrating year 15. And you know what? The Exceptional Women of Color, it was specifically created to honor non-traditional, everybody say non-traditional.
Non-traditional.
Non-traditional women who are on the move in their careers, making an impact in the community, breaking barriers, and creating her story, not his story, but her your story along the way. So listen, as you guys are taking your photos tonight, we want to make sure they hashtagging, right? Because we want to be able to go back and see all the beautiful photos.
Right.
So y'all got Instagram? How many of y'all using IG? IG? Yeah?
Yeah.
A few of y'all?
If you don't know what that
Facebook?
means,
I think we got a lot of Facebookers in the
ask
house.
somebody young. Ask your nephew or somebody.
Right, so whatever social media platform you're using, please be sure to hashtag all of these beautiful photos. EWOC 2023. That's EWOC. EWOC 2023.
Find the hashtag right now. Some of y'all don't even know what that is. It's a hashtag. 2023. EWOC 2023. What? I mean, it's 15 years. 15 years.
Yes, 15 years.
Why did it take so long for me to get here? That's what I want to know.
You know what? I'm gonna have to have my people talk to your people and figure out why it took so long, right? Because we need Steph here, right? Can we make some noise for Steph one more time?
I'm coming
We
here.
definitely want him here on this stage next year.
Looking like a little Tootsie Roll. Got this outfit of Baby Gap, but it's okay. You know, go ahead.
So every year, you guys, the EWOC program continues to uplift and empower women, and that's all thanks to our visionary, Plachette Robertson, CEO and founder of SatCulturalHub.com media company and chief editor of the Hub magazine. And also her team, Sat Cultural Hub, is the #1 Black-owned, women-owned leading source for urban news, business, education, and entertainment in Northern California. And not only has she been #1, she maintains that spot, rightfully so. Yes, y'all can give it up for that. So without further ado, you guys, if you're able to stand, if you can please stand if you're able to, please welcome to the stage the one and only, our leading exceptional woman of color tonight, the one and only Miss Plachette Robertson.
Standing. Thank you so much. Please have a seat. Oh man, I always love that introduction by Nikisha Henry. Thank you again. Thank you all for coming. I would first like to give honor, praise, and glory to our Lord Jesus Christ for the wake up. Hallelujah, for the new day, the new morning. If you watch my morning routines, I am always thankful for the wake up and to be breathing. And how many of you guys are doing your exercise program of squats with me? Okay, so let me stick to script now. Welcome everyone as we, the SAC Hub and EWOC team, we are so indeed blessed to be able to meet again celebrating 15 years of EWOC. This is incredible. It came up on us so quick. So we have come together this evening to celebrate our 2023 EWOC honorees at the 15th anniversary of EWOC. Honorees, would you please stand now? Every one of you. Round of applause. Congratulations, 2023 EWOC honorees. This is what we come to celebrate. So, the Exceptional Woman of Color was specifically created to honor non-traditional women, as Keisha said, who are on the move in their careers, making the impact in our community, breaking barriers, and creating her story, not his story, and not people who were seen in mainstream news. Please enjoy the EWOC program. Read it from front to cover. Has some great advertisement and information and resources in there. A lot of our information from our corporate sponsors and our community partners. At this time, I also wanted to mention that the fall 2023 Hub magazine will feature all of the EWOC honorees, a profile and news story on each one of them. That will be available online the end of September, and a print copy will be distributed the first week of October. So at this time, I do want to go ahead and introduce Pastor Porter, who is from Genesis Baptist Church. He will provide our inspiration, welcome, and prayer to bless our meal. Thank you, everyone.
Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Dr. Corey Porter. I'm the senior pastor of the Genesis Church. And usually Plachette tells everybody I'm her pastor as well. She forgot this time. But that's all right. Quick announcement. Now, how many of you believe that supporting women of color is of the utmost importance? I do too. That's why we're here. And so donating to the SAC Cultural Hub Media Foundation for the annual EWOC program is a great way to do so. She asked me to do this because she knows I know how to take up an offering. Right? And so if you are fortunate enough to receive a sponsorship or a complimentary admission, please consider making a donation through Eventbrite at EWOC2023.eventbrite.com. Or easier, just go to the table outside, right there, and the SAC Hub vendor booth and fill out a form committing to an advance donation for the May 2024 Big Day of Giving. All right? Do you all remember that? All right, so make sure you make your donation. I'm gonna come looking for you, is that all right? All right. I want to thank Plachette and the SAC Cultural team for the privilege of honoring the 2023 cohort of exceptional women of color one more time. Can we just put our hands together for them again? I have the joy and pleasure of being married to a 2019 honoree, my lovely wife, Carlette Porter. Raise your hand back there. We've been married for 30 years this year. I'm not sure if you know this, but there's a small music tour that's taking the nation by storm. It's called the Renaissance World Tour. And it features somebody named Beyonce, and maybe you've heard of her, right? From what I hear, she's pretty good. Concerts off the chain. And maybe you've heard of some of her songs. Single Ladies, Run the World, I can't say it the other way. Halo, If I Were a Boy, Break My Soul, and my favorite, Love on Time. I like that. Just there a few. Now, I heard she was just in the Bay. Some of y'all was there. And she sold out multiple shows at Levi Stadium. Then she went to Los Angeles, did the same thing at SoFi Arena. And she has a huge fan base called the Beehive. Some of y'all are part of that Beehive, huh? All right. They love her to the point of fanaticism. They even have a color-coded uniform that they wear at the concert, silver and chrome. I got a little bit of silver right in here. Right there, okay, can't see it. But according to touring data, Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour is now the highest grossing tour by a female artist in history, earning $461 million so far, and expected to make more than, watch this, $2 billion by October 2023. Wow. Let's give Beyonce a hand. Now you may be asking, so what does Beyonce's tour have to do with tonight's event? Well, I'm coming around to it. Well, just as Beyonce embodies what it means to be excellent in her own unique way, our honorees tonight have carved out their own unique, excellent path and of excellence in their own respective fields. And we recognize that each of our honorees is a shining star, deserving of their moment in the spotlight, celebrated by their fans, which is all of us here tonight. So while this may not be Levi or SoFi Stadium, we've come together to pack out the DoubleTree, right? To honor these remarkable women who have left an indelible mark on the world, each in her own extraordinary way. And we celebrate their achievements, their strength, and unwavering commitment to making a difference on this night. Our hope is that this evening will serve as a reminder that every woman can be exceptional in her own right. And tonight is a tribute to that exceptionalism. Congratulations to our honorees. Your journey, your accomplishments, and your impact inspire us all. Come on, clap our hands for that. Let's pray. Father God, we come tonight to thank you once again for the opportunity to celebrate and honor these extraordinary women in our city and region who dared to step up to make a difference. Lord, I thank you for giving each of them the strength to rise up and take on the day's challenges. And Lord, please allow them to know that what makes them exceptional is not just their leadership, intellect, their education or beauty, but their service and compassion for others that make them so. So tonight we thank you for providing them as gifts to our city and the organizations that they serve. We ask you to continue to bless and sustain them and protect them and their loved ones as they shine their lights among us all. Allow what's done here tonight to uplift and revitalize them in the way that they need it the most. And tonight we lift up Plachette Robinson and her team at SAC Cultural Hub, who thought it well to create this platform to recognize these extraordinary women. Lord, continue to bless them in all that they do. And finally, Lord, bless the food, allow it to be nourishment to our bodies. In Christ's name we pray. Let the church say amen. Amen. God bless you.
Please help me in welcoming. Here to share more about our priorities and why she should be the first black mayor, black woman mayor for the city of Sacramento. Please welcome Dr. Flo.
Good evening, everyone. As the video and my lovely introduction mentioned, my name is Flo Kofer, and I am running for mayor of Sacramento. I want to start by thanking Plachette and the SAC Cultural Hub Media Foundation. You know, events like these are so important to our community because they highlight the many exceptional women of color in our community. Many of the women in this room are the reason that I am running for mayor. You are my inspiration. You literally said in my ear, you need to do this. And you stood beside me when things were good and when they were bad. And I really appreciate events like this because so often the women of color in our community do the unsung and unseen work. And it's important that we have an opportunity to stop and smell the flowers and receive them while we're here. I'm a public health professional, and public health is really only focused on two things: how long you live and how well you live. Or simply put, how many years are in your life and how much life is in your years. And so I'm running for mayor because we need affordable housing, because we need youth violence prevention, because we need young people and people throughout their age spans to be able to have jobs and to be able to have hope for the future. And one of the things we understand is that systems are perfectly designed to get the outcomes they do. So if we don't like the outcomes, that is actually a design feature and not a flaw. We have to change the systems. And I'm frustrated, like many of you, who have watched as corporate interests have swayed the votes on our city council. We can't get anti-harassment ordinances passed because the apartment association has contributed. And that's why I'm not taking corporate PAC money, I'm not taking money from fossil fuels, I'm not taking money from law enforcement, and I'm not taking money from the tobacco companies. Because it's important. I know more is possible when we stand together and we value people and their well-being over profits. And that's the way forward for Sacramento. So I am so honored to be here with you tonight to offer congratulations to the many honorees. Honorees like Melanie Richardson, who's the president of Black Women Organized for Political Action. Nominees like Dr. Teta and Rita Gallardo-Good and many others who are in this room, and so many past recipients of this award. So many of you are the reason that I'm here tonight, and I could not be more grateful. And so I say this to you that we are running for mayor, and I want you to say it with me. We are running for mayor. And so here today, you've got a lot of work to do soon because this election will be here on March 5th. And so my ask of you this evening is to please come out this weekend. Saturday is 916 Day, which is our area code. And so Saturday, September 16th from 3 to 6 p.m., come out to Tap Wine Lounge in Del Paso Heights from 3 to 6. Enjoy some music, bring the family. There's gonna be a lot of entertainment. It's gonna be a fun opportunity to be able to think about what we want our community to look like when we come together and we experience joy. Because government should be about bringing joy and wellness to our lives. And I also ask that you go to the website because we need all the help we can. This is a people power campaign, and you are the people and you are the power. So please go to flowformayor.com. Again, that's flowformayor.com. Again, congratulations to all of the honorees, and let's continue our work because you're all honorees here tonight because you too know that more is possible. Thank you.
And I have the pleasure of bringing up Miss Twyla Laster, who is the owner of Travel with Twyla, and Twyla makes it happen. She definitely makes it happen, y'all. Consulting services. Miss Laster has 21 years of experience in providing consulting services to clients in need of strategic marketing, program development, public relations, event management, health education, and smoking cessation facilitation. Say that 3 times fast. For the past 16 years, Ms. Laster has served as the Strategic Marketing and Project Director for SAC Cultural Hub Media Company and is directly engaged in increasing overall company revenue by revamping the marketing model, developing programs, and solidifying corporate and community partnerships, because we know it's all about partnership. Additionally, Ms. Laster is the project director of Saving Our Legacy, African Americans for Smoke-Free Safe Places, aka the Soul Project. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage the oh so lovely, the oh so beautiful, the ooh, I want to be like her when she grow up. Y'all give it up for Ms. Twyla Laster.
Well, oh my goodness, thank you, Lucretia. Good evening, everyone. Are you all enjoying so far? Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming out. I have the pleasure of honoring a woman this evening that we all love and adore. It's never easy to lose someone who has made a significant impact on the community. And we acknowledge that it is especially difficult for their families. So Cleo Cartel was an accomplished artist, poet, singer, gardener, seamstress, hairstylist, makeup artist, and business owner who always had a focus on empowering the community around her. She was also the co-founder of the Mahogany Urban Poetry Series with her brother, Kyrie Malik Moore, which was one of the longest running Black poetry series here in Northern California. We are honoring Cleo's legacy tonight as an artist, and her achievements have had a cultural impact on the greater Sacramento Valley region for over 25 years. Cleo's devotion and contributions to entertainment and arts in the capital city have been insurmountable. So on behalf of SAC Cultural Hub Media Company and Foundation, our CEO, Plachette Robertson, our staff and volunteers, we posthumously award the Exceptional Woman of Color Awards to Arts and Entertainment for Ms. Cleo Cartel.
Well, as you know, my wife is always busy. Never thought that I'd be in the situation to be to say, we've said before, behind every great man is a great woman. But other way around, she had a very inspiring father, Aubrey Wesley, that encouraged her to live her dreams. And during my short time being with her, being able to see those dreams manifest. And she left a lot of things left undone. And, I got a lot of work to do. Thank you for this honor from my wife.
such an amazing soul that she was. And if you had the opportunity to know her and be in her presence, then you were truly, truly, truly blessed. So thank you so much to her husband for being here and just sharing her with all of us this evening.
I just want to share as a personal note, started comedy in Sacramento. And if you don't know anything about started comedy, you do not get on stages in comedy clubs until you get good enough to get there. And Cleo gave us a voice every Wednesday to be on stage with the poets and do our comedy. So I actually would not be here without Cleo. So thank you.
Absolutely. So at this time, we are going to transition into one of the biggest reason that we are all here tonight, and it is all of our amazing, wonderful honorees. Let's make some noise for all of them who are in the building tonight. Sac Oklahoma is proud to recognize 12 honorees with the Exceptional Women of Color Excellence Awards, and they join the ranks with over 270 honorees that have been celebrated over the past 14 years. Let's give it up for that, you guys. And you know, every year you wonder, it's like, do we run out of women? The answer is no. We do not run out. We don't run out of honorees, and you would think after 15 years, and you know the saying that people used to always say, Sacramento is so small. Well, not anymore, okay? Sacramento is booming, and we banging, and we here to stay. Ain't that right?
That's right. That's right. Go Kings.
Yeah. All right, so for all of our honorees, we're going, as we present you with your award, please prepare to come up to stage. You'll receive your award as your name is called. And just a reminder, we just want to make sure for the sake of time that we're keeping the remarks to 1 to 1.5 minutes.
And that's a real 1 to 1.5 minutes. That ain't the Stevie Wonder 1.5 minutes. That ain't the Grammys. That's real 1.5 to 2 minutes.
Okay, so nobody's trying to be Sandman tonight, and we want everybody to have their time to shine. But just for the sake of time, we just want to respect everybody's time. All right, so without further ado, are y'all ready to recognize our amazing honorees? Let me hear you make some noise. Okay, so the first honoree, the Committee Secretary for the California State Capitol, Jobs, Economic Development, and the Economy Committee in the area of Exceptional Career Mom. Make some noise for Miss Ashley Bennett.
Okay, so thank you, Zach Cultural Hub, and thank you to Michelle Martin O'Neill for the nomination that brought me here. Being a career mom is a journey filled with numerous challenges, and I must acknowledge that I would not have been able to overcome them without my incredible support system, my village. First and foremost, I want to thank my mom. She has always been there for me, providing unwavering support and guidance. Mom, you taught me to lead and inspire, and I carry those lessons with me every day. To my incredible husband, John, your unwavering support and constant encouragement has pushed me to reach for greatness and become the best version of myself. I am endlessly grateful for your love and belief in me. To my cherished family and friends, thank you for believing in me and always seeing your vision even when it seemed ambitious. Always seeing my vision even when it seemed ambitious. Last but certainly not least, my dearest daughter. You are the reason I proudly bear the title of mom. Every day I am inspired by your spirit and your resilience. I hope that every time you look at me, you are as proud of me as I am of you. My love for you knows no bounds, and I cherish the privilege of being your mom. In closing, I want to say this award is not just a recognition of my achievements, but a celebration of love, support, and dedication of those who have stood by my side throughout this incredible journey. I am deeply honored, and I pledge to continue to strive for excellence in both my career and my role as a mom. Thank you all for this tremendous honor from the bottom of my heart.
Congratulations, Ashley. Next up, she is the founder of Free Women and spiritual coach in the area of Young Women of Distinction. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Miss Trezada Boone.
Good evening, everyone. I am so grateful to be standing here. Thank you for such an amazing environment. I appreciate that. And thank you to my daughter and my sisters for supporting me in everything I've been crazy stuff and all. And a special thank you to Ashley for nominating me. I'm so grateful for this. I love and appreciate you. I wrestled with accepting this award, honestly, because I didn't feel worthy. Who I am in the community is only by God's grace. But it's because of that I am worthy, because I answered the call. I said yes. So I'm here. I'm standing here tonight because by the grace of God, I have the privilege of helping women draw closer to God through ministry and through spiritual coaching. I'm standing here tonight because I have women around me who talk good about me behind my back. And lastly, I'm standing here tonight because God saw fit to call me out of darkness and clean me up, that I may go back and share with others that He desires to do the same thing for them. For that, I'm extremely grateful. And so today, I gladly and humbly accept the honor of being called an exceptional woman of color. Thank you for the honor. God bless.
Next up, with the Center for Collaborative Planning Public Health Institute in the area of social welfare and community activism, Miss Sandy Burgess.
Good evening. Thank you to Sac Cultural Hub for this award ceremony and lovely dinner. It is magical. I just want to say thank you for Danetta and Marie who nominated me for this category. They are volunteers in the community with me as I work with the Public Health Institute, a center of the collaborative planning. And we have the most amazing team that I get to work with, so it doesn't feel like work. It's just making an impact in the community and doing what I love. I'm grateful today to be here, to be able to walk in my purpose, and grateful to God and to my family, my husband who is always supportive, my biggest cheerleader, and my children Corey and Kiara who inspire me every day through just everything that they walked through and their educational careers and paths. And they not only do they inspire me, but they remind me to be better, to do better, and to be kind. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sandy. Next up, the Trustee Chief of Staff for Sacramento County Board of Education and the California State Senate. She's not here tonight, but this award is for Mariana Corona Sabiniano. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And we have someone from her team accepting on her behalf.
Thank you so much on behalf of Mariana. If you know her, you know that she's committed to the people of California. This evening, she's in the Capitol with our legislators, ensuring that policy, a good policy for the people of California is getting done. And so she's very sorry she couldn't be here, but she did send me a note. So I'd like to read it to you. Her note says, I'm extremely honored to accept this award. When I reflected on the questions asked of us during this process, and as I see the honorees that have received this recognition tonight, I am reminded of the many characteristics that we share in common.
Okay.
We work hard because it is who we are, not for the recognition, but for the betterment of our communities. We are exceptional women of color because we are selfless, empathetic, and give it our all, even when the task seems impossible. We find ways to get the job done. Exceptional women of color are driven to achieve equity in all that we do. They are often found behind the scenes and not in the photo op. So many women here are exceptional women of color, and I look forward to celebrating you. Gracias.
Congratulations to Mariana. Next up, she is the Executive Director for Unsung Heroes Living History Project in the area of arts and culture, Miss Lisa Daniels.
Those who know me know I do not know how to walk in heels. I'm all messed up. Good evening, everybody. Oh, we gotta do better than that. Good evening, everybody. First of all, thank you to the Creator for making all of us happen, making everything here move smoothly, and for us being able to wake up to see another day. Thank you, SAC Cultural Hub, for selecting me as a 2023 Exceptional Women of Color nominee. It is an honor to be here with you. Black women are everything. Everyone say it with me. Black women are everything. We perform every task, mothers, partners, educators, counselors, and so on. We have saved the world too many times to count. We even saved democracy. Give yourselves a hand because we Black women are everything. I want to honor my grandmother, Rita Hernandez, a daughter of immigrants who empowered me to be anything I wanted to be. She stressed the importance of education, and it is because of her I honor my culture and my race daily. She taught my classmates whose first language was not English how to read and succeed in the classroom while retaining their native languages. She was the first culturally responsive educator. I watched her with the students and witnessed how engaged they were. It wasn't until I was in my late 30s while attending Chabot College that I learned she was a team leader at the Brooklyn Naval Yard and part of the crew that helped build the USS Franklin Roosevelt. Her leadership led her to become one of the first Black and women retail organizers in New York City, and her story inspired me to found the Unsung Heroes Living History Project, which honors veterans of African descent by collecting and preserving their stories. In 23 years, we've collected over 1,000 photos and interviews and created 4 exhibits that have been displayed across the United States. This honor is for you, Graham, and the veterans whose voices have now been heard and whose stories have forever been preserved in history. To my children, Logan, Tina, and Alex, who nominated me, thank you for your continuous support and unconditional love. You are my everything. Thank you to Miranda Johnson-Sessoms, who saw my vision and helped me expand my outreach. Ron Vance and Gloria Manchus, who helped me expand the organization and have satellite offices in Central and Coastal California. My students and the Sisters of Nia table over there. One of my former students over there, Leah Mack, who I'm so proud of, who's getting a scholarship tonight. And my former principal, Dr. Steph Sanders. Give it up for Dr. Sanders. And finally, I'd like to thank Barbara Raines of the Brick House Gallery, who taught me how to curate all aspects of the exhibit process. And she has also been honored as an exceptional woman of color. Again, thank you to SAC Cultural Hub for choosing me. Have a great night. I'm Dr. Lisa Daniels, and remember, Black women are everything.
Congratulations, Dr. Lisa Daniels. Next up, she is the K through 14 Academic Preparation Manager for the University of California, Office of the President in the area of Education and Research, Miss Lori Fuller.
Good evening, everyone. I want to first thank SAC Cultural Hub for this honor. I've had the pleasure of working with Plachette for many years. She served on panels for my students, so thank you for showing up for the community the way that you do. I want to thank my NELP family for the honor of nominating me for this opportunity tonight. Because of NELP, I've had the opportunity to do so many amazing things in the community, to lead to make connections, to network, to build relationships that impact the work that I do. Definitely want to thank my family, who's always there for me, with a special shout out to my mother, who, when I think about my work ethic, it's her. To know what hard work looks like growing up, I got that through her. Knowing how to work hard, knowing how to turn $1 into $3 billion when you don't have it. I have to thank my baby, my Riley Corinne. For those of you who know me well or you follow me on social media, you've probably seen her grow up through my pictures. I've drugged her to every meeting, program, anything that I do in the community for work, she has been there. She had her first EWOC at like 5 years old and she was mesmerized. So being able to be here and have her see this honor truly means a lot. She is my why. So one day I hope that you can be half as proud of me as I am of you for the amazing teenager that you are. To all my sister friends that are like family, the ones that are here and the ones that couldn't be here tonight, you all uplift me, inspire me, encourage me. You are truly exceptional women of color, and exemplify Black girl magic, Black woman magic in every possible way. And then last but not least, my UC Davis family. When I think of the work that I do and have done for the last 21 years in education, it has been through my UC Davis journey. UC Davis raised me. I came to the campus at 18 years old, and now at 45, I'm still with the University of California. But my UC Davis family are my equity and access champions for all the work that we do in the community for students in K-12 and higher education. So again, thank you. And if anybody, you need help getting your student into college, call me, email me. That is what I do. Getting students access to post-secondary education, particularly students of color. So again, thank you, SAC Cultural Hub.
Congratulations, Lori Goodman. Next up, the Senior Associate Vice President of Public Affairs and Advocacy of Sacramento State University in the area of Communications and Public Affairs Award, Rita Gallardo. Good.
This time it's for me, huh? It's an honor and a privilege. I have a couple of words, just a few. So first and foremost, thanks be to God for the ability to make a difference in the lives of others every day. Thank you, SAC Cultural Hub, for this recognition and all that you do for our region. I am deeply grateful to my husband, Ross, family, friends, and community, including my work, NELP, and Doctorate of Educational Leadership family that are here tonight with me at Table 5, for your support and for the work that you do in community in the name of social justice and equity in education. This award is for my sweet granddaughter, Leila Flor, to inspire her to reach for the stars, kick butt, and take names. When I look around this room, I see beauty, I see tenacity, and I see grit. Many women in this room have fueled my soul, and thank you for your mentorship. If you know me, you know that I am a passionate public servant, committed to, thank you, committed to inspiring and uplifting and empowering women, but especially women of color, to ensure that they can reach their dreams, find their path, but to have a seat at the table. Having the honor of working in higher education as a women leader of color is the greatest accomplishment in my career. To work to remove barriers and create access for our youth and for women of color to find their academic success. No one can take your education from you. Lastly, Plachette, you are a role model, a doer, and a champion of exceptional women of color, and I sincerely thank you for all you do. Thank you. Good night.
Congratulations, Rita. Next up, the Executive Director, District and School Support, Sacramento County Office of Education. In the area of Schools First, Educator of the Year Award, Dr. Chana Cook.
Thank you so much, Plachette. Thank you for SAC Cultural Hub. Thank you, everyone. It's such an honor. I was telling my table mates, everyone that's come up and spoke, I'm like, whoa, the stakes are higher and higher for this little 1 minute, 1.5 minute speech. I think I'll beat the time. I just, every day I have the pleasure of going to work and doing exactly what I love to do. It doesn't feel like work, even though it is. And that's a true blessing, and I'm so pleased to be here and really grateful. And for me, this is for every student I've ever worked with, every teacher and educator I've ever collaborated with. And I really hope that by the end of my career, I will have made the difference that I know is possible here in our city, in our community, in the state of California. So thank you. We're great.
Congratulations, Dr. Cook. Next up, the Human Resources Director of Talent Acquisition for Sacramento State University. In the area of Exceptional Career Mom Award, Melanie Richardson.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. I am so excited to be here, and I'm so excited to join this sisterhood. So y'all let me know if we have to wear any special colors or if we have a special handshake, because I'm with it, right? There are some, I just am so grateful to Plachette and SAC Cultural Hub and all of the ways they acknowledge and love on Black women. The way they honored Cleo just touched my heart. Cleo was a sister to many of us, but I remember rubbing her feet while she was in the hospital. She would have loved this. And so I am thankful for the way they love on Black women and women of color, so I'm so grateful. I also am thankful to God to be alive. I'm thankful to God for me to be in this moment. I'm thankful for my family, to my mama, Renita, to my husband, Jason, to my son, Preston, our son. Jason goes, he's mine too. So to our son, Preston, my baby brother, Tobias, my cousins, Stephanie and Chet. And then I want to say thank you to Dr. Patty Ellis, who nominated me. Thank you, sister. And I want to thank all of my sisters in the audience. My tribe is so amazing, so amazing. I love y'all so much. So I just want to say this. I drink from wells that I did not dig. Can I say that again? I drink deeply from wells I did not dig. That's a quote by Beverly Green, and when I read it, I thought, gosh, that's so true about my life. I've been poured into, I've been loved, I've been cared for, and it has made a difference in how I show up and what I do. So I am grateful for that. I am also grateful to be of service. I'm honored to be among these ladies tonight and being honored. I'm grateful for the women who came before us. They're amazing, fantastic women, and I'm proud to be in this sisterhood, so thank you. I'm touched most that this has something to do with my kid. He is my best effort. I give him my best effort. He is the best thing I've ever done. And when I say that, my husband goes, well, what about me? And I say, well, babe, I didn't give birth to you. But like 17 years ago, it was a good decision marrying you. So I'm just grateful that I get to pour into Preston and other people's children, that my interest is to have a better world for them. We need a better world for them. And not just for mine, but for everyone. And so that is why I do all the things that I do. So thank you so much for seeing me, for seeing my service. Shirley Chisholm says that service is the rent we pay for living on this earth. I believe that. I believe that. And so I thank you so much for seeing me. I appreciate this opportunity and this honor. Good night.
Congratulations. All right, next up, the CEO of Lawland Insurance from the area of Entrepreneur and Innovator Award, Carrie Sanford.
Good evening, everyone. To God be the glory.
So thank you, Sacramento Sac Cultural Hub, for recognizing my efforts to ensure that all older adults have access to affordable and quality health care and health insurance. It's not work for me, it's a mission and it's a passion. To all of the honorees this evening, congratulations. I now want to thank my number one cheerleader, my father, Larry Sanford, who is here with me. He's 89 years young and thriving with Alzheimer's. He was the epitome of showing the example of the best leader in our home growing up, in his professional career, and just for being an amazing human being. I just want to thank everyone for this nomination, and good evening.
Congratulations, Carrie Sanford. Next up, the Vice President, Community Manager at J.P. Morgan Chase. In the area of Management and the Professions Award, Deneva Shelton.
First, I definitely want to make sure that I thank the set and the SAC Culture Hub for this honor and this representation. It really is definitely an honor to be here. I am a Sacramento native. I'm very Sacramento. Anybody who's I guess I should say I'm hella Sacramento because that's just who I am. One thing that we're always proud about when we talk about Sacramento is how culturally diverse we are. It's something that we brag about. But in my work, I get to identify just how we are not diverse when it comes to wealth. And I am honored to be able to go out and be able to help people get to the point where they can feel like they're on that path to wealth. And I'm not talking about riches, I'm talking about being able to pass things on to your family. It's an honor to be able to be out there and work with the organizations and the people that I do. And I absolutely need to first thank J.P. Morgan Chase for creating this role to close this wealth gap that we have. I work at a place where I'm allowed to say Black, I'm allowed to say Hispanic, I'm allowed to say Latino because that's who I'm here to help. And to be able to be at an organization that says it with me proudly is an honor. So I do need to make sure that I thank my organization as well as thanking Nehemiah Emerging Leaders Program because without the mentorship and the guidance and the people who help me every day when things get tough, I wouldn't be able to do this. My friends, my family, and lastly, I definitely have to thank my husband because this work takes me out of the home a lot and he holds it down at home. And so to be able to be with somebody who supports you while you're gone, trying to help everybody else is absolutely an honor. So this award goes to the Shelton family and we appreciate being here. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Deneva. I'm going to apologize in advance for his last name. We didn't talk before this. I'm going to give it the best shot I can. Charge it to my head and not my heart, please, all right? The medical director and owner of Tite Pediatric Health Incorporated in the area of Health, Sport, and Wellness Award, Dr. Beatrice Tite Teta. I knew it was Teta. Dr. Beatrice Teta.
Thank you. It's all right. We're cool. Thank you for this, to the SAC Cultural Hub Media Foundation for this honor and for this award.
And I will tell you this, I've been told I'm a unicorn. A unicorn because how many Black female doctors do you see? I'll say it again. How many Black female doctors do you see? And I've had a woman in her 60s tell me, you're the first Black doctor I've ever seen. I've had a patient say to me, I thought you were that other lady down the hall. I didn't know it was going to be you. And so it's a great responsibility you take on as a physician to get to this point and then have people just sort of amazed, like, oh, look, are you really a doctor? And then to open your own medical practice when you didn't learn how to do that in medical school, so you figure it out as you go along, and for the pandemic to start 3 months later. That first year, I said to my Mom, if I can just get through this first year, I think I can make it. Let me just get through this first year. So this month, we made 4 years. And each day is a gift because medical school does not prepare you for this. And you still have to stand on your own 2 feet and say, okay, I can still do this even if this child doesn't like me, or this parent doesn't like me, or this didn't work with this company. Figure out still, this is what I wanted to do, and I'm doing it. Yeah. So I thank you for this honor. I thank you to my spouse of 1 year and 10 days. Bobby Dolphin, thank you for rolling with me in all this. We moved from one office space to another 2 weeks after our wedding, and just working with me in this. Thank you to my parents. This is what you get. We have a Ghanaian father and a mother from Mississippi. They make you work hard. And most importantly, get your flu vaccine and COVID vaccine. Public health professionals, we'll talk about it. Okay, thank you again.
Congratulations, Dr. Beatrice Teta. Next up, the Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for SMUD. In the area of Management and the Professions Award, Dr. Markeisha Webster.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm going old school. I got it on pen and paper here, so let's pull it out. One of my favorite quotes by Maya Angelou is, if you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be. When I heard I was receiving this award, I had to center myself in what it means to be exceptional, and frankly, give myself permission to accept this honor, given that I don't always feel the best version of myself. Several dictionaries talk about exceptional as unusual or not typical, deviating from the norm. And I thought to myself, wow, there are people around me that sincerely feel that this is an adjective to describe me. I want to first take the opportunity to thank God, and also to take the opportunity to sincerely thank my colleagues and friends at SMUD who nominated me for this award. I am humbled and honored to be viewed as an exceptional woman of color. I also want to thank my family, especially my mother, Brenda, and my children, Cadence and Bryson, who have continued to ride with me on this journey, even when it is hard and uncertain. And this honor would not be much if I didn't take the time to thank my friends, both near and far, some of them in this room. There's power in having a strong sister circle. I'm dedicating this award to my daughter, Cadence. She didn't know that. She's sitting right there. She's an exceptional young woman, and I want her to hear me publicly say that I believe that not only today, but every day. I love you, Muffy. Finally, this room is filled with so many exceptional women of color, whether being honored tonight, honored in the past, or the future. I hope that this evening reminds you of how powerful, beautiful, and extraordinary you are. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Markeisha Webster.
Congratulations to all of our 2023 recipients. So well deserved. All right, you know, they say train up a child in the way that they should go so that when they are old, they won't depart from it. So our next series of awards in which Plachette is going to present is for our youth exceptional women of color. So you guys give it up for Plachette as she presents these amazing young ladies with a scholarship.
Favorite part of the program where we give out scholarship money, scholarship checks. So we have the honor of presenting 3 $500 scholarships to young women of color who submitted essays about what makes an exceptional woman of color. You will see in your program booklet, I'm not sure what page it is, but like I said, this is memorabilia that you should read through, but I included some excerpts from the wonderful essays, amazing essays that they submitted about what makes an exceptional woman of color. So without further ado, we're going to announce the first winner who will come up and accept her award. Her name is Alexis Daniels, and she is a senior at University of California, Davis.
Hello, I want to thank the Sisters of Nia. I want to thank my mother, my father, and everyone who made this event a reality. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alexis. Okay, our next scholarship winner, her name is Amanata, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Fall, sophomore at California State University, Sacramento.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for awarding me this scholarship. I am truly honored to be here, and I'm truly inspired, surrounded with all these beautiful women in here. So I am deeply thankful for being here and having this scholarship. Thank you.
Hi. Sorry, I'm nervous. I just want to say thanks to Sisters of Nia for letting me know about the scholarship. I'm very thankful to be considered as a recipient. I want to thank my mom for always coming to these events with me, and I just want to say that I'm truly inspired by all the women of color in here, pushing me to really go after my aspirations. Thank you.
So on behalf of SAC Cultural Hub Media Company and Foundation, we would love to make sure that we give tribute every year to our sponsors. So we extend our gratitude and appreciation to the following organizations for their generous support every year. Without them, we can't do all of this. And tell me, don't you appreciate all of this? Isn't it amazing to be able to be inspired by these women and to be able to award these women? There's over 250 women that have been honored because of the sponsorships and the contributions that have been given annually. So I'd like to thank the silver corporate sponsors first, which include California Wellness Foundation, the City of Sacramento Economic Development Department. Yes, shout yourself out, that's right. State of California Department of General Services, also known as DGS. Our bronze corporate sponsors include the African American Tobacco Control Leadership Council, the City of Sacramento District 4 Councilwoman Katie Valenzuela, City of Sacramento Pride Industries, Roberts Family Development Center, Spoker, UC Davis Department of Pain and Anesthesiology, School's First Credit Union, and the City of Sacramento Council members Jennings, Guerra, and Maple. So please give a round of applause for all of our sponsors. And remember that there are several opportunities for you all to also contribute to SAC Cultural Hub, media company and foundation. As you know, we are the #1 Black woman-owned media company in Sacramento, California, and beyond. So remember us in the future, whenever it is that you need advertising. Thank you.
Get up to Twilight and our sponsors again. Come on now, it's our sponsors. Show me the money. They paid for your chicken and the salad. Give it up to the sponsors who paid for the brown bowl and your shares. I like to see that SMUD was a sponsor. Because I don't know about y'all, when I opened my SMUD deal, they ain't really giving me no money, player. I don't even get 50 cents. Now you say they don't give me nothing. Anyway, I digress. All right. So I have the honor and privilege of introducing our next speaker tonight, Valerie Scruggs. Valerie Scruggs is a project director at SOL Project, where she engages the community around secondhand smoke exposure in multi-unit housing and outdoor places. She is also owner of Vision Step, a consultant business focused on program development and grant writing. She has a wealth of experience in program planning, securing funding, and implementing effective public health campaigns. She develops strategic alliances to conduct campaigns that increase knowledge and encourage individuals and communities to take action to reduce their risk for disease. She holds a Bachelor of Arts in Social Ecology from University of California, Irvine, with an emphasis in psychology and social behavior. Valerie also serves as a program development director for the SAC Cultural Hub Media Foundation. Please help me in welcoming the lovely, exceptional woman of color, Valerie Scruggs.
Good evening, everyone. Are we doing good out there? It is wonderful to be with you tonight. As you know, SAC Cultural Hub has always given focus and attention to things that are issues in our community that affect people of color and that create and shape our world. So back in 2020, we saw that there was an increase in hate crimes that was happening, particularly against communities of color. And in 2022, we joined with the California State Library and other ethnic media organizations across the state to really bring more attention to this issue so that we can have dialogue about what does hate incidents versus hate crimes look like, what resources are available to each of us when we experience these things, and how can we handle them, and join with allies to change and create the environment that we want to create. This issue is not something that's going away. And we're glad to report that we've been granted again to go through 2024 to continue to raise awareness about hate crimes in our communities, to bring support and help to those who experience these things. So encourage you to, if you know someone, to share a story. If you are experiencing something, there are resources. You'll see there's a flyer on your table that says California belongs to everyone. This is the environment that we want to live in, the community that we want to live in. So I invite you to join with us. We'll continue to have articles in the Hub magazine and on social media. We'll continue to do forums like we did back in January that was Heal the World, Stop the Hate. And we are going to have a photo documentary in 2023 and 2024 that really highlights some of the stories and the successful ways that we've been able to address hate crimes in our area. So I thank you for your time and for being out here and for supporting our communities as a whole. Thank you so much.
Now for our keynote speaker. Ms. Kiko Davis Snoddy is a global entrepreneur, orator, advocate, and author. She is the trustee of the Donald Davis Living Trust, which is the majority shareholder of First Independence Bank, the 7th largest Black-owned bank in the United States. Kiko is also the managing director of Bruceville Productions and Publishing LLC, which controls the Grammy Award-winning music catalog of multiple gold and platinum selling hit records. Prior to her role as foundation founder and president, she worked as a real estate professional, facilitating multiple development projects, which included building and rehabbing multiple affordable single-family residential properties and several commercial real estate projects throughout the country. Kiko Davis Snoddy is diligent at maintaining a historically significant empire while forging yet another path all her own, always creating opportunities. She is currently developing products for the fashion and beauty industry, along with collaborating with a production company to produce several films as well as a documentary. In addition, if that weren't enough, she recently completed the Women's Executive Leadership Program at Yale School of Management and became, that's right, y'all, and became a co-chair and founder of Reparation Generation, a 501c3 national organization that provides direct reparative transfers to Black Americans for wealth-building pursuits in the areas of homeownership, entrepreneurship, and education. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand to your feet if you're able to, and welcome our very special keynote speaker for the 2023 EWOC Awards, the one and only Ms. Kiko Davis Snoddy.
Thank you so much for that amazing introduction. And thank you to all of you for being here. It's such a beautiful venue and an amazing crowd. The honorees, I want to give them another round of applause. The amazing I'd like to thank SAC Cultural Hub, the board of directors, all of the sponsors, and wait, let me just pause this. I heard that Wells Fargo is one of the sponsors and they're in the room tonight. So I want to say thank you to Wells Fargo because personally, First Independence Bank, which was originally based in Detroit, we recently expanded outside of the state and we moved to Minneapolis and have 2 branches there. And Wells Fargo gave us capital, they gave us research assistance, they gave us marketing assistance, and they actually loaned us an executive who is now overseeing the region and expansion in Minneapolis and the Twin Cities. So thank you to Wells Fargo. I also like to personally thank Plachette, Twyla, and Valerie because they made sure that I had such a warm welcome coming here and inviting me here. So thank you to all of you for making sure that I felt welcome, and it's been a tremendous experience thus far. So I'd like to give them a round of applause. Now I'm going to follow what my grandmother used to call the 3 B's. The 3 B's are be bold, be brief, and then be gone. So it served me well, and I'm going to continue that tonight. But I just want to say that Sacramento, you look amazing. You look forward. Well, one of the things that I found unique here is the energy. And I just want to know, I have this to keep me on track because I have a tendency to go off script, but that's okay. So what I wanted to know is, what is it about Sacramento that when I stepped off the plane, just the people here, what is it about Sacramento that makes you all so powerful and inviting and engaging? It's an energy. So I travel all over the world. And of course, wherever I go, I meet great people. But I want to know, what is it that I'm picking up? It's something different here. It's like another level. Really, I'm asking, like, tell me, like, shout it out. I'm here live, like, tell me what it is. It's the people. I think that's what it is.
family. Any other responses? It is a vibe. It is a vibe. Yes, yes, I love it. It's my first time here, but there's definitely a vibe about Sacramento. So, and now I know, I see what I'm working with. And to top it all off, you guys have an energy that's unmatched, really. So give yourself a round of applause. And this is a celebration of exceptional women of color. So when I was coming here, never been here, but I tried to do my best with my outfit. How did I do? So now you guys heard a little bit about my background, and you learned a little bit about what I do. But if you didn't know me and you saw me walk into a room, what would you guess would be my line of work or my industry? Oh, wow. Real estate. Oh, you know what? I used to be a real estate agent before I moved into banking. So that one's actually pretty true. I heard singer, actress, model, thank you so much. I appreciate all that. I cannot sing, so you do not want me to do that. But all of these are great professions, but I'm getting the impression that when you see me, you don't think of me as a banker or a bank owner. Is that true? If you didn't know me, okay. And why do you think that is? Someone say you don't look like one. Mostly white men. Don't give that type of logic. Somebody said black. Well, perhaps, I think all of these are true, but perhaps the reason why is historically it's a male-dominated industry. And women-owned banks make up less than 1/2% of all the 5,000 banks in the United States. And banks owned by women of color are even less. Now, do you think that's a bad thing, or do you think it's a negative thing, or what do you think about that? Okay, some people are saying they think it's bad, or it should be more. All of that's true. But I actually think it's a positive. Let me tell you why. 5.4 million firms in the United States are owned by women of color. And these firms employ millions of people and generate $361 billion in annual revenue. So as you can see, women of color know how to get the bag, literally. Okay? And companies, consumers, they all know that we produce great products, we make phenomenal leaders, and they know that when we are a part of the equation, the profits are going to soar. So knowing all of that, how do you leverage this? How do you successfully build sustainable wealth? If you're the only woman in the room in a sea of men, or let's just say you're in an industry that's heavily concentrated with competition, you already stand out. So your power is your uniqueness. It's you. You have to take your uniqueness and break out of the norm. Don't be a round peg trying to fit into a square hole. You have to disrupt the algorithm. So I'm going to pause there. When I say disrupt the algorithm, I'm going to give you an example. So there was a time when my late husband, so I'm remarried. I've been married for 4 years to a lovely man, Anthony Snoddy. But prior to that, I lost my first husband, and I had to assume a lot of his positions. And in assuming those roles, I was tossed into an environment where I was the only woman and many times the only person of color. In this one particular instance, my husband had a large share of a corporation, and he was on the board. And so they offered that I could assume his board seat. And now many people would not have done that, but I wanted to do it because I thought I was capable of doing it. So I did. And when I went to the first board meeting, of course, when you're a part of a large board, they sent a board package out. I received the board package probably a couple of weeks before the meeting, and I studied it and I researched it, and I showed up to that meeting well versed in the materials. But when I walked into the room, it was all men, and the first man that saw me walked up to me and told me that the coffee was cold. So, you know, of course, I said, okay, maybe an honest mistake. So I said, okay, well, let me see, being the nice person I am, let me see if I can find out who handles the coffee in the room. I did, and I proceeded to move through the room to try to find my seat. At this time, everyone had been seated. There was only one seat left, and it was at the head of the table. I sat down there, and they began the meeting, and it was clear that no one at the meeting had any idea what we were supposed to be discussing. They were talking about everything else, and I was knowledgeable, so I had to carry the meeting because they kept getting off subject. And at the end of the meeting, the chairman of the board came up to me, and he walked up to me, shook my hand, and he said, you know, looking at you, I would have never guessed that you were so knowledgeable. And so I shook his hand back, I looked at him, and I said, looking at you, I would have never guessed you knew so little. He squeezed my hand harder. He looked at me, and then he bust out laughing. And he said, oh, welcome to the board. We're going to get along just fine. So that is what I mean when I say disrupt the algorithm, because the norm would say I should have not been in that room and I would not be able to handle myself or even be able to assume that position. But I proved them wrong, and at the end of the day, that chairman of the board and I became great business friends. And to this day, we have done multiple deals together, have made lots of successful business ventures, and we continue to be friends, but it started off by me having to prove that I belonged in the room. So now, I know that we're taught as ladies that we should act and behave a certain way, but I simply do not believe that's true. In order to be successful, you have to be willing to break all the rules. And especially if the rules are like holding you back from reaching your highest potential. And that's exactly what I had to do in the room. I had to break the rules. So to recap, you have to disrupt, you have to stand out, be unique, because there's only one you. And you have to utilize that asset to put a focus on whatever it is you want it to be, and think outside the box. Now, if you want to build your net worth, you have to build your what? Net worth. That's right, you have to build your network. Building your network, sometimes it's personal, sometimes it's professional, and sometimes the two are intertwined. But you have to sometimes to get into the most exclusive rooms, you have to be invited there. I know they say if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. I love that saying. But what do you do if there's no table in the room? What if the room has a velvet rope with security? You want to be invited into that room, because you don't want security escorting you out. So your job is to be the first choice as a guest at all parties and networking events. Because each invitation represents opportunity, and each opportunity represents money, dollars. And the key, I would say, to getting invited into those exclusive rooms is you have to be relatable. And in order for people to like you and be relatable, you have to be in the room. So I know a lot of times you say, well, how do you get in these rooms? Where am I going to meet all these like-minded individuals that I can collaborate with and that can mentor me? So you have to put yourself in the rooms by attending events like EWOC, joining NAVO, or any business organization that can help you build business relationships. It's just like any other relationship, personal relationships, you have to cultivate those. The business relationship is very similar. You have to cultivate it. And in order for it to grow, you have to be in the right circles. Now, I want you all to look around the room and see all the potential collaborations that are here tonight. It's very powerful. Now, if you want to network with other amazing individuals and cultivate mutually rewarding relationships, raise your hand. Now keep those hands up. Now look around. Look around. Now, you know what? Let's stand up. Everybody stand up. If you're able, stand up and take another look around and see all the power in this room. I mean, I see so much of it. You can feel it. Now, I want you to look at your neighbor and tell them there's no one like you.
There's no one like you.
There's no one like you.
There's no one like you. There's no one like you. No one like you. No one like you.
Now I want you to say, before you sit down, say thank you for showing up. Now do you see what just happened? You disrupted the room. And this is what you have to do every time you walk into a room, every time you walk into a meeting, you have to disrupt it. Now you don't have all of these friends here telling you you're the only one and thank you for showing up. It will be a voice in the back of your mind telling you this. But it's just as powerful. And that power is what you want to tell yourself every time you show up. And if you believe it, it will help catapult you to heights you've never seen before. I personally, I use affirmations a lot. I think that a lot of people don't give them the credit that they're due, but what you tell yourself is exactly what happens. If you tell yourself you can't do it, or I don't belong in the room, or oh my gosh, this person has so much more than me, why would they want to interface with me? You don't tell yourself that. No negative thoughts, only positive. So you have to keep that in mind. And people love confidence. And by all means, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and be real, but don't be arrogant. Okay? So, of course, I'm in the financial world and I'm around a lot of people with mega amounts of wealth. Yes. Now, when I say don't be arrogant, that doesn't apply to the billionaires because they're billionaires. They're going to get invited to the room because they're billionaires. But I don't recommend that for anyone that's trying to build a network or expand their network. So it would not serve me to be arrogant. You get much further in life by being relatable and being humble. It doesn't take much to do that. People appreciate it. Now, the billionaires, they get invited, but I think for most of us here in the room who are not billionaires, just be kind and be relatable. Now, I'm assuming there aren't any billionaires here in the audience, but if you are here and you're a billionaire, please raise your hand. We all would like to meet you. So, yeah, I guess they didn't make it tonight, but if someone gives you a compliment on your outfit, don't be this person. Oh, thank you. It costs $10,000. Oh, no, there's and I didn't want anyone showing up like me. You see how awkward that is? But if you were to say, oh, thank you. It's one of my favorites. It's a Donna D design. I'll be sure to let the designer know that she has another admirer. Goes a much longer way.
You're Tiana Penn, but
So-
a little over me. No, I just thought it was so cute.
On top of being relatable, you want to be interesting. And that's not hard. You just find something to start a conversation with someone and get the other person talking. So let's do an example. Okay, excuse me, ma'am. Yeah, you right there. I'm gonna pretend like we don't know each other. I mean, I know we don't really know. I'm just gonna say something to you and we're just gonna flow to get a conversation started and just kind of let it go organically. I love your dress. Where did you find such a lovely piece? Well, what side of town is that store located? Oh my gosh, I'm looking for something to wear for a special event that I think I might be able to find something as lovely as what you have on. Now, what did you say your name was? Oh, Tiffany, my name is Kiko. Nice to meet you. See how we just got the conversations? So even if the person is somebody that you perceive as being maybe a higher station in life than you are or something, it doesn't matter because all you have to do is get the conversation going and get the person talking. That is how I start conversations. That is also how I build my network. And I think I'm kind of relatable and somewhat interesting. But guess who I learned that technique from years ago? You're not going to guess. No, it was Oprah Winfrey. Yes, Oprah Winfrey. I was at a premiere event and I was seated next to her, and when she sat down, I smiled at her because she's Oprah Winfrey. And she looked at me because I smiled, and she began a conversation with me. She complimented me on my clothes, my jewelry, and we had a real conversation. And she spoke to the other people at the table, but she had the conversation with me. Now, I didn't get a car, and me and Oprah have not become lifelong friends yet, but I did gain valuable information that has helped me build my network and my net worth. And now, it sounds simple, but I'm sharing that same information with you. So, thank you, Oprah. She's amazing. Now, everyone in my personal and professional circle are extremely talented and ultra successful. And it's not because I went out and picked successful people just to be my friends or in my network. Many of them started off very humbly, just like myself. But we collectively influenced one another and we held each other accountable. And it was definitely a collaboration and definitely not a competitive environment. So you have to make sure that your network reflects where you're going and where you want to be. And another thing is, don't be afraid to receive criticism, even if it's negative criticism. There's a saying that says, don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. And I say, why? Because I take criticism, even criticism that is not constructive, from everywhere. Because even negative criticism can equal a good result if you use it with the right mindset. So you have to get comfortable with feedback because it will help you elevate to your highest level. Don't be defensive. Don't take it personal. Take it like a professional. So you take feedback like a professional. The feedback will help you perfect your weaknesses and help you create a winning strategy for building and sustaining wealth. Now, to review, you need to disrupt, stand out, be unique, and believe in you, because that is your superpower. Build your network, join a business group, attend events, get invited to the exclusive events, and be relatable and interesting. Now, it's a little difficult in a short amount of time to give you all the keys to my success, because there were many. However, I wanted to share with you a few gems that I know from personal experience have been the cornerstone of my ability to smash the glass ceiling. So just know you can do it in stilettos, you can do it in flats. Just make sure you do it in your own style. Thank you.
Keep going again to Pico Nadi. Thank you so much, Pico. All right, Pico, so I always wanted to be Steve Harvey. She wanted to be Sherry Shepherd, so you mind sitting for us while we get our Steve Harvey and Kiko on, Kiko and Sherry Shepherd on? Just a few questions.
Yes, these questions were submitted in advance. We just have a few. We know it's getting late. Q&A, so there are a couple of questions that were submitted in advance, and we may take one or two from the audience, okay? All right, so Steph, you want to kick it off as my heel is on the stage. There we go.
All right, so Kiko, you've often said that courage is your superpower. What do you do to turn on this superpower? You've often said that courage is your superpower. What do you do to turn on this superpower?
Oh, to turn on the superpower. Okay. So basically, I have a strong faith in God. So that is my ultimate superpower, my faith. And courage is something that I have to pull from every day, because there's always, I have a very busy schedule, and a lot of times it's a lot packed into a day. And because of that, I have fears about not being able to make all my commitments. And even there are opportunities that are presented to me that sometimes I feel inadequate to accomplish. I mean, just huge opportunities, and they have huge responsibilities that go along with them. So constantly, I have fears about being successful and about failure. I'm normal, just like anybody else, even though maybe my circumstances may be a little bit more financially different from the average person, but I still have fears about reaching my goals or being successful, because I'm constantly in a state of elevation. So to combat the daily fears that I have, I pull on my faith, and the courage comes out. And what I get back in the spirit is face your fear, move past it, because my faith will carry me through.
Amen. Amen to that. Now, speaking of fears and faith carrying you through, as you stated before, banking, you don't look like the norm, right? So with that, I'm sure, comes a lot of challenges behind closed doors and those meetings that none of us knows about. So what has been your biggest challenge being a woman of color, owning the 7th largest bank in the United States, Black owned? What has been your biggest challenge in that?
I would say the biggest challenge is getting people to overcome the fact that it's woman-owned or it's minority-owned. We are still a bank. We can do everything that the larger banks can do, but it's not, sometimes we're not given the opportunity, so we have to fight a little bit harder to prove ourselves, but history has shown and our record has shown that we are capable. We just have to work that much harder. But in the end, it just goes to show, because we have to work that much harder, our results are that much better. The bottom line does not lie.
Come on, y'all. Did y'all hear that? The bottom line does not lie. She can do everything that Bank of America, Wells Fargo, she can do it, but she can do it better. Yes, I love that.
I'm sorry, I got distracted by the Thanos ring. Marvel, Thanos, you see this? So you're gonna get this. All right. I'm very curious about this question because it's something I'm very interested in. Tell us about the reparations for Black households work that you launched.
Oh, yes. Okay, so I'm founder and co-chair of Reparations Generation. It's a national organization, and basically we want to help there be a federal reparations program for Black Americans that were victims of, racism, redlining, but it goes all the way back to slavery, of course, and we are due reparations for all that harm that we have experienced over the years, and we have not been properly compensated for that. So it's an organization we actually launched in 2020, and shortly after the murder of George Floyd, and it is a multi-ethnic, multi-gender organization, and people that are part of the board are from all over the United States, championing behind HR 40, which is the federal reparations. And actually, I was here about, when I say here, in California, I was in Berkeley with Reparation Generation, because we have a large amount of board members that are from Berkeley, California. And so, as you know, here in California, the state of California is phenomenal when it comes to reparations and just being ahead of the reparations movement, because they have spent a lot of time, effort, and I met Don Tamaki, which was on the reparations board here, task force, to ensure, there's like a 1,300-page report. Yes, and I haven't read through all of it, but I read through a lot of it, and it's a lot of great information, and I think it'll go a long way to help us get to a Federal Reparations Act.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, and that is so needed. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing in that area. I want to talk a little bit about your first book that you co-authored, A Widow's Resilience, Wisdom Keys for Moving Forward in Life and Love After Death Do Us Part. What motivated you to co-author this book? Let's start there.
What motivated me initially was because the woman that came, LaTanya Orr, she just thought that she wanted to bring together a group of women that were widows that have been able to move past their grief and to move on with life, and she wanted it to be an inspiration to all people. So I initially joined on to do the project because I wanted to be a sense of comfort to women that had lost their spouse. But actually, through the process, it became very cathartic for me, and it actually helped me heal. It's just like I get emotional thinking about it, because if you lose a spouse, it's very traumatic. If you lose a loved one, it's very traumatic. But of course, in my particular situation, it was my late husband, and we had two children at the time. My son was 6 and my daughter was 8, so it was just a very traumatic experience. But through the writing, I was able to share, how I moved through the process, and basically entailed a lot of prayer, meditation, and exercising. I was exercising so much. I was like getting it in.
And that's a good thing.
Because that, for me, the meditation, the prayer, and the exercise, and I was eating really healthy because I had to get back to me, and it helped heal my body, heal my mind, and I got closer to God. And in that time, writing the book, I could hear God speaking to me, telling me what to say and how I was going to get through it, and that ultimately that I was going to be successful and that He would give me whatever I need to accomplish my goals.
Wow, that's amazing. And you know, a lot of times it is. I mean, I myself am married, and just within the past month, I've had 2 girlfriends lose their spouses. And you know, as you said, any loss is hard, but your spouse is that person, the person you're most intimate with, the person you wake up to every day. So, you know, a lot of times what we go through is not always for us, but it's for other people. So thank you so much for sharing that with us and being vulnerable enough to just express those emotions. We appreciate that.
Thank you. I echo that. Thank you for sharing. All right, so last question, then you'll be released. So, Nikisha, an exceptional woman of color. You are an exceptional woman of color. What is an exceptional woman of color to you? And tell us about any exceptional women in your journey that have helped you.
Oh my gosh. What is an exceptional woman of color to me? It is someone who is powerful in their skin. Somebody who's not afraid to shine and be bold and to express whatever inner thought or action that makes them feel whole. Exceptionalism to me is being happy and being inspiration to others. One of the things, it's a model that I follow. It's like learn, earn, and return. And so in this journey, you have to learn, you have to constantly be in a state of learning. And also, while you're going through that process, you're earning. But at the point when you reach success or financial stability beyond your wildest dreams, you have a responsibility to return that to others. So for me, that's where I'm at in life. I'm in the return portion because I have been blessed beyond measure and continue to be blessed. And my responsibility is to give back. So I want to inspire as many people as I can. I want to uplift as many people as I can. And I want others to come along and do the same thing because collectively we are so powerful. And to me, that is what makes an exceptional woman of color.
Woo! Kiko for president, y'all! Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's give another round of applause one more time for our amazing keynote speaker for the 2023 EWOC Awards, Miss Kiko Davis-Nadi. Thank you so much for being here. Was this your first time in Sacramento?
My first, but definitely not my last.
Hey! Thank you so much. Thank you.
Before you leave, I want to talk about loans. Huh?
All right, so at this time, you know, as we are closing, we're going to have Plachette come back up to the stage. But just thank you all so much. Give yourselves a round of applause. Some of y'all decided to stay past your bedtime, and we appreciate y'all for that. Look at her, she's like, yes, it's past my bedtime. But if you had a good time tonight, can you just make some noise?
Yeah.
Because this was all about celebrating our women of color and all of the men who were here tonight. Can we make some noise for the gentlemen?
Yeah,
That were all here supporting us women of color, because without y'all, we could not do this. We really couldn't. So we really, really appreciate all of you. So at this time, for closing remarks, we'll have Plachette Robertson come back to the stage.
So glad to see you still here with us for the 15th annual EWOC. Can we give it up for our outstanding MCs today? Keisha Henry and Steph Sanders. Yes. And what a fabulous presentation by our keynote speaker, Kiko Snotty Davis, all the way from Detroit, y'all. Where do I start? 15 years we've been celebrating amazing and exceptional women of color since 2008. I am so proud to be standing before you. Not only proud, I am humbled and blessed to be standing and for you to still be supporting Sac Cultural Hub, the Hub Magazine, exceptional women of color. Before I give my thank yous, I have to do a request because I know there are a lot of people still in this room that have connections, that sit on committees in the state of California, and I want you to go back to this request. Now, Twyla don't know I'm about to make this request, but I know people talk, and my God says, make the request, and I will grant the request if you believe in me. And so the request is that this is our 15th annual. We want to keep going to 20 and 25 years. So I'm asking the state of California, the governor of California, to establish a $50,000 endowment for the Exceptional Woman of Color program annually for us to carry this to 20 and 25 years. Now, my mom is left. If she was still here, she would be like, please, 50, that's my nickname, 50K. Now, you should ask for 100K. That's why. Because we want to keep recognizing women of color, young women of color. We want to continue to give out scholarships. This has been so important to me. It's been very important to me ever since I moved to Sacramento to recognize us, Black women, women of color, that go unseen by mainstream. Local people amongst us that are doing the work, supporting the community, giving their all selflessly. I truly admire that. So give yourselves a round of applause. So, Twyla and Leslie helped me out here. I do not want to forget thank yous to people who have continued to support us, to make a way for us. Of course, all of our corporate sponsors that were mentioned, that continue to be behind us every year, our community partners, our table sponsors. But first, DJ Gino. Shout out to DJ Gino, who's been with us year after year, I think 10 years, providing our music. Wonderful music. The Blueprint band today was outstanding. Vendors who have come out today, all of our speakers who spoke today. Who else am I leaving out? My mom, she's left, but my mom and dad, they continue to believe in me. They are my biggest cheerleaders. My 3 daughters, youngest daughter was here, Star. These are my biggest cheerleaders for Sac Cultural Hub. My late sister who passed away, my brother, my other sister. So when we talk about my team, you know, you cannot do this job. When I first started, I was alone on my computer in my living room, and there was someone told me that you had to build a team if you want to grow your business, if you want to expand. And lo and behold, God walked these people into my path. And I started meeting people who would take Sac Cultural Hub to higher heights. We will speak first of Twyla Laster. Round of applause. Leslie Leatherwood, Donna Ramos, Valerie Scruggs, Nikisha Henry, Michael Blair, Blakely, Michael Coleman. Who else am I? Oh, Keadrian Belcher Harris. Who else am I leaving? Please don't let me leave people out, because I don't want to leave people out. Oh, I got her. Oh, Michelle Leilani, Board of Directors. Candace Wilder, Board of Directors. They provide tremendous amount of support for us. Holly is still here, Holly Brown. Stacy Anderson, she's with Blue Shield. She has a vendor booth with us. William Jamal Miller, Gary Simon, Zaretha Thompson, and Sheila Bennett. Got Candace Wilder. So these are the folks who, oh yes, Michelle and Lonnie's son. He's been such a helper to us for the past 2 to 3 years. James is his name. Oh, let me not forget my son-in-law, because he was very upset with me and he told me he wasn't going to come and help the EWOC to help us break down. Maurice Wright. But again, thank you all for being here with us to celebrate 15 years. We love you all so much, and we hope you come back next year to celebrate with us. It'll be our 16th year. And remember my request, because there's some powerful people in this room, and we depend on you guys to talk to other people about my 50K request. Thank you again, and God bless. Don't forget to take more pictures on our step and repeat and on the EWOC.